Hello and welcome to Politi-Tanner, your one-stop shopping for good looks and politics. However, today we're missing the good looks. Instead, I have a beautiful motorcycle montage to play in the background as I speak. The topic for today is socialism versus freedom. So, if you live in the United States of America, you live in a capitalist society. What that means is that you have the freedom to create your own business. If you're good at making clocks, you can make clocks and sell them. Now, how a business grows is if you get enough people that want to buy your clocks because your clocks are good and you are selling them at the right price, then you can expand. You can hire more workers to produce more clocks. More and more people are buying your clocks. Now you're having more output and your business is growing. You're making more revenue. You're paying your workers more. What socialism is regulation and force. Now that is just the complete opposite of what a good capitalist society wants. Businesses need to be able to run freely. Free market will decide what they're doing. I'm not saying they can't have no regulations at all. There are very basic regulations that you can install to ensure safety. But throwing on more and more regulations as time goes, more and more costs, more and more taxes, and forcing the businesses to abide by those is damaging to the capitalist society. In a capitalist society, your hard work gives you results. Whether you're the business owner that took on the risks of opening a business and took on all the financial responsibilities that go along with it, or you're a worker working for someone, you put enough work ethic and you put enough time in, you will be more successful than the average Joe. Socialism, however, does not encourage hard work at all. In fact, it rewards not working enough. For example, if you're working part-time at a job, the government is going to give you money just for working part-time. If you work full-time, you do not get any benefits. It puts rewards where rewards should not be given. If I'm busting my ass, working my ass off, and oh no, so evil, I make more money than my neighbor that does not make as much money due to their own choices, the government puts money into their pocket and takes out of mine. The money does not come out of nowhere, it comes out of the taxpayers. And of course, who pays the most taxes? It's always the rich, because hey, the rich have got all the money, so let's just take from them. Being rich, sorry, the phone rang. Merely being rich is not an excuse to take money from them. But people suggest this anyways because they don't want to pay off what they have put themselves into. For example, people are rushing into college without any work experience, without any money going in besides what they're getting from their parents. And they're complaining about the debt they're in, even though they knew well ahead of time, or they were too naive to not know ahead of time that they were getting into that debt. And then now that they put themselves in that situation, they want the government to bail out and forgive their debt. Socialism would do that. Socialism would reward you. It'd be like, okay, you made probably a terrible financial decision that you're now complaining about, but we're going to pay it off anyways. Meanwhile, somebody that actually worked and put up the money, maybe just went to a community college, saved money that way, worked 70 hours a week for a year, and then actually went to a 4-year college, they do not get that same money back from the government because they do not, quote, need it as much as the poor. Making smart financial and life decisions is not rewarded in the socialistic society. Instead, it's quite the opposite. Poor life and financial decisions are rewarded in the socialistic society. So what do you get more of? You get more bad decisions than you get good, because good decisions are not rewarded. Why would you put in the effort if you're going to receive it anyways? The problem right now is nobody values hard work, because you got people like Obama and Hillary telling them that they do not need to work hard to succeed. Here's a quote from Hillary Clinton. Don't let anybody tell you that, it's corporations that create jobs. And Barack Obama, quote, if you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. Quote, he's saying that you, as the business owner, you did not create that job. The people under you did it. You need both, but to say that the owner, the person that took up the responsibility and the risks, did not create that job, did not create that business, that's just insane. Obama also thinks, quote, I do think that at a certain point you have made enough money, quote. There should be no limit to how much money you can make. There should be no limit to how successful you could be. The only limit should be yourself. What that last quote from Obama said is basically, if you make more than X amount of money, you cannot make more money. How is he going to do that? He's going to tax you. And he's going to take all your money and he's going to throw it into the sinkhole that is the government. The same government that spends about $3 trillion on a jet that doesn't even work. How could you even trust the government to take this large amount of cash that you want them to take? What do you think they're going to do with it? Government is incredibly inefficient and has never helped anybody. There is absolutely no freedom to fail. If you make bad decisions, you fail. That's how it works. It does not promote failure. And over time, people see that and they're like, okay, if I do this, I'm not going to succeed. So what are you going to do? Are you going to lay down, or are you going to pull yourself up and succeed? Remember, government is force. If you do not pay your taxes, the government forces you to pay taxes. You get into trouble, real trouble, when you do not pay your taxes or comply with the rules of government. And if taxes are raised considerably, you no longer have freedom to choose. You already lost freedom to fail, now you lost freedom to choose. You do not get to choose who your doctor is. You do not get to choose what school your kids go to. The government does. The incompetent government that cannot do simple tasks gets the monopoly over your life. Sure, you could always send your child to a private school, but how are you supposed to afford that when you're paying 50% sales tax and income tax in a socialistic society? You don't. You are forced to go to that public school because there are no alternatives. That public school can be as shitty as humanly possible, but that would be your only option financially. You would be forced to attend it. And things like job security for teachers, if a teacher fucks up, like actually fucks up, their job security keeps them in that school. It is hard to fire people from government positions. I'm not saying this about every police officer, but for example, police officers that unjustly kill people, unjustly shoot people, they are put on paid leave, and it is very difficult to shake them off. In countries with universal health care, their doctors can be as shitty as possible. You could have the shittiest doctor that barely passed through medical school operating on you because they cannot be fired because they hold a government job. And why are they so shitty because they're a government job? Because there is no motivation to be highly successful, and there is no freedom for them to fail. So what you get is high taxes for a shitty doctor or school teacher. And what do you have? You have shit. Capitalism in its nature gives you the best product for the cheapest price, as long as you have competition. If you have a monopoly in a capitalist society, then you are not going to have good prices and you're going to have a shitty product. Now, what's a monopoly, you may say? It's when there is one business or entity that controls their business. Let's say I'm the only person that sells rice in the world. I can charge whatever I want because there is nobody else to challenge my prices. And it is just as shitty as a business monopoly. Businesses have to compete and succeed in their market to be successful. They cannot put on a shitty product and have a safety net to fall on. If they give out a shitty product, they will fail, and another business that is better will go on. And it'll keep going on like that, stage after stage after stage, until you get a great product, a great business, and plenty around to keep competition going. Well, I'm going to stop there, so go ahead and comment your opinions, like or subscribe, especially subscribe, and I will see you later on the next video.